Yes, the building itself was demolished in 1961. And when we acquired the property itself, there was only an open space, a parking lot. And we saw through the National Heritage Foundation that there was a beautiful building, and you can see there's a drawing behind me of the original building um, on this property. And so we decided to put it back as it was. We got some historical photographs of the previous building, and the architects redesigned it, and we decided to make it a small hotel. And that's the beginning of this journey for the last 25 years. Yes, the building itself, the history back, the building itself, the history back date to 1710 when the first house was erected by a Lady de Klerk on the property. Because we have so much history, we did some archaeological diggings before we opened the place, and there's some examples of it inside the hotel. You can have a look at. Uh, but we decided because of the historical position, we don't necessarily want to have it historical. We also wanted to keep it up with the times. So we install news technology as soon as possible as we can afford it. And when, for instance, we were one of the first privately owned hotels in South Africa that had free Wi-Fi throughout the whole building. And some of the latest technology that we added is we have smart TVs in all the rooms that is preloaded with Netflix and Shacks, for instance. That's all encased in the original old smart building that is very decorated like old. In keeping with keeping up with the keeping with keeping up with the technology, and also when we built the place originally, we already built it with sustainability in mind, even though it wasn't at that time very political correct to be like it. We already did that. And with all the newest things we added, for instance, we have solar energy that almost all the power that we get use in the hotel comes from the roof, not diesel generator standing in the back, but from batteries in the eaves. And so then from that, it flowed out that, okay, if you want to use uh, not diesel or fuels, fossil fuels, the next step would be to have electrical car. And my experience in Copenhagen, for instance, or more specifically Oslo, where a lot of the vehicles already are electrical powered, I decided, well, that's the way to go. And so we installed this PowerPoint that people with electrical vehicles can use. And we've done that with the same with my partner hotel in Montague. So we were the first hotels in South Africa that actually have. Yeah, that's a nice one. Many years back, my mother told me a story about this person that was going bankrupt. And with his last bit of money, he had a huge party, going out party. And the business picked up again after that. That's part of my business philosophy. If you're in the doldrums, spend the money right places. So we actually use that time to do several things. We refurbished our apartments. We redone the most part of the hotel. We started the restaurant in the hotel itself called Zenobia's. It's some of my mother's recipes that I had to use, and actually her name is Zenobia. And we also started a huddle room I'm sitting in it at the moment. It's a meeting room that you can have small conferences in it, and it also has capability for Zoom and Teams meetings, conference meetings for up to 8 people. We have a very good equipment that's specifically designed for that kind of thing. So we try to keep up with the times with our internet. We doubled our internet speed last year. We doubled the internet speed into the building this year again. So we just keep trying to make it nicer for our guests to come and to stay. But in principle, we stay with what we do. We sell sleep. So the most important part still stays in that we want to have a good night rest at Eendracht.